The forest was alive. Mist hung heavy in the air. It clung to the leaves and swirled around the massive trees. Sounds echoed through the dense undergrowth. Birds called, insects buzzed, yet a deep loneliness pervaded the heart of the forest. This was Leo's domain.
Every day feels the same. I am alone.
Leo was a magnificent lion. His mane was thick and full. His amber eyes held a deep sadness. He moved with a measured grace, his massive paws barely disturbing the forest floor. The forest provided. There was always prey to be found. But the thrill of the hunt had long faded for Leo. He ate to survive. He roared to announce his presence, but his voice echoed unanswered. It only deepened his solitude.
The forest, for all its vibrancy, feels like an empty cage. I yearn for connection. I long for the companionship of my kind. I dream of sharing my life, my territory, my very existence with another. But hope dwindles with each passing day.
The sun struggled to penetrate the dense canopy. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. Leo stirred from his slumber. He stretched, his muscles rippling beneath his tawny coat. Hunger gnawed at his belly. He padded silently through the undergrowth. His keen eyes scanned the forest floor.
A flicker of movement. A young deer, oblivious to the danger lurking nearby.
Leo lowered himself to the ground. The hunt was instinctual. He moved with precision, his body a symphony of power and grace. He closed the distance between himself and the unsuspecting deer. Then, with a burst of speed, he charged. The deer had no chance. Leo's jaws closed around its neck, a swift and merciful end. He dragged his kill back to his den, a small clearing sheltered by a cluster of ancient trees. He ate mechanically, his heart heavy with a familiar emptiness.
Even in the thrill of the hunt, I feel this emptiness.
Days turned into nights. The forest continued its symphony of life. Leo existed within it, a solitary figure in a world teeming with connections he couldn't seem to find. One cool evening, as the first stars began to appear, Leo heard a sound. It was a rustle in the undergrowth. It was different this time. This was not the sound of prey. This was heavier, more deliberate. Leo rose to his feet, his ears pricked, his muscles tense. He let out a low growl, a warning rumble that reverberated through the trees.
Who's there?
A shape emerged from the shadows. Leo's eyes widened. It was a lioness. She was smaller than him, her coat a shade lighter. Her eyes, a piercing green, met his with a mixture of caution and curiosity. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Leo felt a flicker of something other than loneliness.
Hello, I am Luna.
I am Leo.
The forest, for a moment, seemed to hold its breath. Two souls, long lost, had finally found each other. The lioness's name was Luna. She was cautious at first, wary of Leo's size and strength.
But I did not press her. I shared my kills with her and allowed her to settle into my territory.
Slowly, a bond began to form. One day, while patrolling their shared domain, they came across a herd of buffalo. These were formidable prey, even for a lion.
I felt a surge of excitement, the thrill of the hunt reignited by Luna's presence at my side.
They stalked the herd together. Luna proved to be a skilled hunter. She was swift and agile, her smaller size allowing her to weave between the buffalo's legs, confusing and disorienting them. Leo provided the brute strength, charging in to deliver the final blow. They feasted together under the moonlight, a sense of accomplishment and camaraderie washing over them. The rainy season arrived. The skies opened up, unleashing torrents of water that pounded the forest floor. The rivers swelled, transforming into raging torrents.
One particularly violent storm threatened to flood our den. The wind howled through the trees, ripping branches from their trunks.
Lightning flashed, illuminating the forest in an eerie, fleeting light. Thunder roared, shaking the very ground beneath their paws. They were forced to seek higher ground, huddled together for warmth and comfort.
Through it all, I felt a strange sense of peace. I was no longer alone. Leo was there beside me, sharing the danger as he had shared my life.
They faced the storm together, their bond deepening with every crack of thunder, every flash of lightning. The storm finally passed. The sun broke through the clouds, casting a golden glow on the rain-soaked forest. The air was fresh and clean, alive with the sound of dripping leaves and the calls of birds, celebrating the return of clear skies. Leo and Luna emerged from their shelter.
I looked at Luna, her coat glistening in the sunlight. I felt a surge of gratitude. She had brought light and warmth into my solitary world.
He nudged her gently with his head, a gesture of affection and appreciation. They walked side by side through the glistening undergrowth. The forest, once a symbol of his loneliness, now thrummed with the promise of shared adventures, shared meals, and a shared life. The echoes of the storm faded into the background, replaced by the gentle rhythm of their footsteps and the comforting sound of Luna's soft purr. The forest welcomed them back. Monkeys chattered from the trees, their calls no longer a source of indifference to Leo. Brightly coloured birds flitted through the branches, their songs a symphony of life and hope. The air was sweet with the scent of wet earth and blooming flowers.
I watched as Luna chased butterflies in a sun-dappled clearing. Her playful nature brought a smile to my face. I had almost forgotten what it was like to feel joy, to experience the simple pleasures of life in the wild. Luna had reminded me.
They were no longer two solitary creatures, thrown together by chance. They were a pride, a family. They would face whatever challenges the forest threw at them, together. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Leo let out a roar. This time, it was not a sound of loneliness. It was a roar of contentment, a celebration of life and love found in the heart of the wild.